Is Cronos my new favorite horror IP of this generation of gaming? I honestly think it is, man. Bloober Team has created something special with this game here. They managed to make and craft a universe and story that is completely them and unique to them. You can tell it's fresh, it's a new idea, while also paying homage to so many great aspects of horror across a range of media. Whether it's the TV show Stranger Things, they have like kind of hints of that in it, in my honest opinion. You got the dead space feeling of stumping and stuff like that, even though it's not really used too much in the game, but you got that feeling. And then you also got the classic Resident Evil resource management, man. Cronos the New Dawn puts the survival back in survival horror. So man, let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy NextGenNero, back with another review. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like, share with a friend, leave a comment to support. Helps with the algorithm. Let's get right into the review. Firstly, man, I want to talk about the graphics in this game. And this is by far one of, if not my favorite implementations of UE5 to date. From the opening scene to the closing scenes and credits, this game is horrifyingly jaw-dropping. Extreme detail around every corner. No problematic UE5 traversal stutters. With a silky smooth 60 FPS throughout, with small frame dips here and there. The image quality on display was spectacular, man, with excellent detail from lighting quality to textures throughout. Cutscenes and character models and facial features were also amazing and really stood out to me as well. My favorite part about this game has to be the overall art direction and atmosphere, man. It kept me hooked, engaged, and immersed in this world throughout my about 20-hour roughly playtime of the first run through. And I loved everything that was shown on screen, man. Like, honestly, the enemy designs I think was great. The overall environments, man. It's a very linear game, and I really appreciate that, man, because I feel like linear games and pretty much all like kind of AA indie games is really where Unreal Engine 5 kind of shines. You know what I'm saying? When you get into that open world nonsense and just trying to do too much, that's when the engine starts to falter, in my humble opinion. So Bloober Team absolutely cooked on the visuals with this game. And another thing I think they cooked on is the sound design, the music, and overall voice acting, man. This has to be some of my favorite audio design as a whole in a survival horror game since Silent Hill 2 remake, which, funny enough, Bloober Team is responsible for that game as well. I highly recommend playing this game with headphones on or a good surround system. The hunting sounds throughout the game really kept me on my feet and had my heart racing multiple times, looking over my shoulders constantly. The sounds of monsters that inhabit this world was truly terrifying. The music is excellent as well, living up to the overall tone and atmosphere of the game. Gunshots sound crispy. I love the charge up effect on the guns. Voice acting was top tier as well. Even the main protagonist and surrounding cast, even the random voice memos recorded and left behind, all sound good. Everything felt like it belonged, and it was very immersive. I found myself replaying most of the messages multiple times just because I was that interested in what was going on in this world, and I was that immersed. So we got to talk about the story, and you guys know I don't really do too many spoilers when it comes to the story, so I'm gonna keep it, mostly simple. But man, Bloober Team absolutely cooked. Now, most people will be confused throughout the game and probably look at videos to explain deeper what's going on after they've rolled credits, because the game is deeper than what you get on the surface. And apparently, it's multiple endings, and some endings you can only achieve through New Game Plus and on certain difficulties, which I love and I appreciate. And it adds a lot more replayability to the game and value, in my humble opinion. The story has some heavy Stranger Thing vibes, like I mentioned earlier, and I absolutely love the going back in time aspect. You guys will see what I'm talking about. It adds calm moments between the hectic and overall terrifying moments that the game throws at you, and trust me, they throw a handful at you. And I found myself wanting to go back into those time frames when they did send you back and just find and read every single letter, even in the modern time setting, right? I have not cared about finding every letter and every recording in the game since probably Dead Space and Resident Evil 2 and 4. So that's like really high praise, and definitely Silent Hill 2. Absolutely loved it, man. Hill 2 and Resident Evil is by far some of my favorite survival horror games, man. So it's rare that I find a game that I care about the universe that much. So the last thing I want to talk about is the gameplay and combat. I definitely feel like I got my money's worth with this game. Absolutely love the combat, man. It felt heavy, it felt punchy, and I just feel like they nailed it, man. Nothing felt light, nothing felt, just cheap or just, afterthought. Every gun felt unique, every upgrade felt worthy. And I love the upgrade aspect. That's why I make a new game plus, way more playable, whether it's upgrading your suit, your burning mechanic, anything like that is dope. And like I said, Cronos put the survival back in survival horror. I constantly found myself backtracking, managing my resources as they are few and far in between with and that adds a great bit of complexity to the game. I've seen some people complaining about it, man, but honestly, dude, just get good. Every bullet matter and the inventory is small and requires real smart planning, especially beginning. The upgrading system is designed simple and to the point. I focused on upgrading my main pistol and inventory slots to the max, so on my new game plus on a harder difficulty, I'll have to, be less stressed out about what I'm doing and what I'm managing. And this game has a lot of that, a lot of backtracking and micromanagement, which really shine in the early Resident Evil games, man, because it just adds another layer into how you think you want to move forward. And I absolutely love that, as it kept my brain having a plan a step ahead. While some of the enemies are definitely repetitive, and I do appreciate the different bosses and fights and strange monsters they mix up here and there, they can get repetitive. They're not the craziest design, but throughout the game, I felt, they was throwing different mixes and different kinds at you to kind of keep you on your toes. This game definitely has true fight or flight moments, man. It really makes you think about how you want to move forward in this dangerous world. Overall, man, the gameplay and combat was great with a good variety of weapons and upgrades that would make new game plus playthroughs a lot easier, yo. If you can't tell from the beginning and opening the video to now, I love this game. I'm deeming it a modern survival horror masterpiece, man. For this to be a new IP that Bloober team cooked up, kudos to them, man. I'm happy they had success with the Silent Hill 2 remake, and now this. They are becoming some of my favorite horror devs out there, Medium didn't really hit well with me. I didn't like it that much. I didn't get around to checking out the Blair Witch, but some people I really trust stand by that game. But man, Silent Hill 2 and this right here, they're on a streak, man. Definitely check this game out if you like horror like me, guys. Or if it comes to Game Pass or PS Plus in the future, you never know. It's been your boy NextGenNero. Leave a like, and I'll hit you guys in the next one. Peace.